Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Taka ni kamuzumarimasu kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite Tsumemi oya kamu izanagi no mikoto tsukushi no himuka no tachi hana no odo no ahagi hara itamo toki ni narimaseru harai dono o kami tachi moro moro no maga goto tsumi kegare o Arai tamae kiyome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshio. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomoni. Ame no fuchi koma no mimi uri tatete. Kikoshi mese to kashikomi momaosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Nagara tamachi hae mase. Nagara tamachi hae mase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life. In accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light so that we may truly become instruments of your great will. Please be seated for group Johrei. May God and Meishu-sama bless you. Meishu-sama's teaching today is entitled Time from Daily Inspirations, page 21. A great turning point on earth is at hand. Open your eyes. Happening. See the world's actual state. Only those who can see the dawn of the new era have clear vision, true eyes to perceive the truth. God's great divine light, long awaited by humanity, has finally appeared, the power to save the world. We stand today at the turning point between the old order and the new, a major worldwide transitional period for being experienced by humanity. Unprecedented. God, the creator of the universe, the absolute being, has been worshipped by many races. It is the final plan of God to establish an ideal world where truth, virtue, and beauty are manifested in perfect balance. This can be accomplished only when all the necessary conditions are fulfilled. This is why God has waited for the right time, and now is that time. It is urgent for humanity to realize this and to spiritually transform its inner self. God uses human beings to serve as instruments in accomplishing it. Now that the world is standing on the verge of this critical change, it is most important for all of us, in order to become a resident in the new world, to be worthy of surviving the transition period. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service with the Miroku Association headquarters. Faith experience I would like to share this morning is from Irene Afonso Ribeiro do Sacramento. She's from the Amadora Central Johrei group in Portugal. Irene is originally from São Tomé and Príncipe, has been a Johrei member for 13 years and has lived in Portugal for 11 years. She works as a maid in several houses. In one of them, the homeowner was very kind and polite, but a nephew who visited her on Saturdays was the opposite. He never greeted Irene, he just gave her orders and asked for things in an imposing way. Even so, Irene always made a point of greeting and serving him with the aim of receiving light. She even made comments to her employer. Your nephew is very arrogant and he doesn't even greet me. He just wants to give orders. I don't like him. Recognized that this feeling was not good, she prayed daily before her consecrated picture of Meishu-sama and materialized her gratitude. She prayed for the ancestors who were manifesting themselves through that situation, surrendering them to God and Meishu-sama, so that these thoughts and feelings were purified and saved, that they receive the divine light and become useful in the construction of paradise on earth. When she went to work in this house, she asked the ancestors to dedicate it together with her, always with the feeling of purifying the spiritual clouds that caused this suffering. One day, with this objective in mind, she had the intuition to weekly give him a flower of light through his daughter because she was sure that he would accept her taking her home. One day, with this objective again, she persisted and the dedication lasted about a year. As Irene's negative feeling was still very strong, she couldn't see any change in his behavior. But today she recognized that he was changing, little by little. To her surprise, on her birthday, she received a message from him congratulating her. But despite his kindness, she was angry that he was giving her number without her permission, so she didn't even reply to his message. Later, his aunt told her to call him as she wanted to, although to call her as she wanted to talk to Irene, but she didn't make the call. However, at the insistence of her nephew, she ended up returning the call, having arranged to talk in person at his aunt's house. That day came, the nephew, he invited Irene to work as a maid in his house. She promptly declined the invitation, as she already had a job. He still insisted and said the proposal was good. The offer was good, but she didn't even want to think twice. The answer was no. Afterwards, the aunt spoke to her and tried to convince her he was a good person and that would be a great job opportunity. However, she kept her decision because she thought that if he was arrogant at his aunt's house, he would certainly be the same or worse at his own house, and she didn't want to put up with a rude boss. Nonetheless, his aunt convinced Irene to present an offer. As she didn't want to work for him, she presented him with an amount 30% higher than usual, with the objective of not being accepted. To her surprise, he accepted and even asked her if that was really the value or if she still wanted more. So she replied that in addition, she wanted all sorts of benefits. Shaking his head, he compared with what he paid to previous maids and said, Irene, you are getting a fortune. You are a great negotiator. Irene replied, what is good is naturally expensive. And this is not business, it's an employment contract. If you want, you have to pay what I asked for. Currently, she has been working at his house for 3 years. He has been an excellent boss. He greets her, treats her with respect, and when asked her for something, he always say please. With the onset of the pandemic, he told her to stay home and paid her wages in full. When she came back for 3 months, she worked only 2 days a week, and he insisted on sending a driver to pick her up and take her home. There were days when he gave her a ride himself, and successfully in the second pandemic wave, the same thing happened. Some time ago, she fractured her leg, which prevented her from working for 3 months. However, he promptly said, Irene, since the Social Security allowance is very little, I will pay you all your salary. Don't worry. In addition, he also made a driver available for Irene to do her shopping and take her to appointments. She learned from this experience not to judge people by their appearance or their attitudes, as these situations manifest for our growth and inner change. Even if they seem unpleasant or arrogant to us, she confirmed that we must treat them with love, pray, and dedicate so that they can be happy. That's why, and thus, in addition to she also managed to transform her own feelings. In our practice of faith, she dedicates with love, providing religious assistance, channeling Johrei, distributing flowers of light, and participates in dedications of cleaning the streets and squares so that they become beautiful. She gives her tithing, gives daily gratitude donations, and special monetary offerings for the renovation of the headquarters of Portugal. To express gratitude for these blessings achieved, when she started at her recent job, she did her maximum effort, offering to God and Meishu-sama her first salary. She always works with the spirit of dedication with all her love, and she wants everyone to feel happy and receive lots of light through the meals she prepares and her house cleaning. Irene is very grateful to God and Meishu-sama she received with all these situations and for the peace and happiness she feels right now. She also thanks her minister and all those who, during her period of convalescence, gave her joy assistance. They helped with the cleaning of her house, shopping, and accompanying her for her doctor's appointments. A nice experience from Irene, that she's natural from São Tomé in Príncipe, but dedicated to the Amador Centro Johrei group in Portugal. Another experience I would like to share with you, it is from Gustavo Gambetta. He's from the Granja Viana Johrei Center in Brazil. Gustavo is 7 years old, 7. And he's fourth generation of Johrei members. His great-grandmother was a pioneer who dedicated a lot to the church. During the pandemic, Gustavo and his mother began watching our own services online. He once heard the head minister talk about the annual ancestor service. If he could go, his mother said no because of the pandemic, but that they could watch the services online. She explained that his great grandmother and great grandfather, who live in heaven, would be on the sacred grounds that day, but that Gustavo and she wouldn't see them, but they could feel them. Gustavo always asked his mother to give him Johrei. One day he asked if he could also channel it. She said yes, but he would need to receive the child locket, Shoko. Gustavo replied that he wanted to receive it. Thus, his mother took him to the church to talk to their minister. He told the minister that he wanted to channel Johrei to help others. Upon hearing this, the minister felt Gustavo was ready. He arrived home and told the news to his brothers, who were very happy with the news. He started dedicating every Friday and Saturday at the morning services with his mother. While she prepared the offerings, he cleaned the altar. He loves praying and giving service. In December 2020, he received the shoko in a blue suit his mother brought for him. Consequently, he started to channel Johrei to his family. In January of that year, his mother shared her faith experience at the altar of the sacred grounds of Guarapiranga, and he went with her on this pilgrimage. They were very happy with this opportunity. Gustavo even channeled Johrei to the head minister. This year, he saw the first miracle with his dog was going through a purification with blood and nearly detaching from its body. Gustavo's mother talked to the veterinarian, who indicated the need for surgery because the case was serious. Gustavo began to daily channel Johrei to Typhoon, his dog, and in 15 days, Typhoon's ear completely healed. There was nothing left of the disease. He was very happy because he was able to help in his dog's recovery. Gustavo wants to become a Johrei minister. He wants to have a Johrei center to channel Johrei for people to feel calm, and he knows that he can help a lot of people. Very nice experience from Gustavo, who is only 7 years old. Thank you very much for joining this morning service, for listening to this faith experience. I wish you a very blessed week. And with this concludes our morning service. Thank you very much.